So you want to work in Europe, but you don't have a work permit. You don't have a startup idea, but maybe there's a better way, an easier way for you. What are the best student visas with a work permit in Europe? Coming up now! Hi, I'm Oliver and welcome back to the channel Ask Me Startup, where we talk about startups, small businesses, and the world that surrounds them. If you're new here, please consider subscribing and pushing the notification bell so YouTube lets you know whenever I'm uploading new content. If you're into business, if you have a small business, if you plan to start a small business, please feel free to download my free startup checklist, link in the description below. So today I would like to talk to you about a different way, a different approach to get a work visa in Europe, and maybe use that as your start to start your own business in Europe. One of the easiest ways to get access to the European labor market is through a student visa. Not every country allows students to work, but there are some. And today I'm going to list down the top countries that will allow you to work with a student visa. And we're starting off with country number 1, Sweden. Now, Sweden is popular among many places in Europe because it is allowing for a very good life-work balance. It allows for startups to thrive, even though taxes are high. But the good thing is, with a student visa in Sweden, you're also allowed to work. You don't need a separate permit for this. You can earn up to, and this is roughly 2,200 euros per month. Quite a good start. I mean, I know Sweden is expensive, but maybe that is the kick and your footprint into the job market that you need. Just think about this. The next country would be Estonia. Now, Estonia is popular among startups like crazy, and they try to attract a lot of digital startups. They have one of the best ecosystems I've seen out there, and they're not stopping for the students because they know that all the money and effort they put into educating people, they want them to work in the country. Now, Estonia has a specific trick up its sleeves, which is it allows you to work 6 months after you finish your studies in the country. So you are able to put your footprint down in an Estonian work environment for the first 6 months after you finish studying, which I think is a great way to start in Estonia and use that time to establish your own startup, because Estonia has one of the best places you ever imagined to start a business in Europe. Next country on our list will be Denmark. Now, this Scandinavian country is very popular among people living there, and they are among the happiest on the planet. You have very delicious food, get the best restaurants of the world in Copenhagen, the capital of Denmark, but you also got brilliant universities. Furthermore, if you live in Denmark with a student visa, you are allowed to work part-time, up to 20 hours a week, which roughly goes down to 1,000 euros a month that you are able to collect. Now, that might not be much for that. But if you choose the right job, and I'm not talking about a restaurant job, a bartender job, or anything like this, find a job in a startup, because there are plenty of startups in Copenhagen. You got your footprint where you want to be, and you have a good chance of acquiring a proper work visa afterwards. The next country will be France. Now, that might come as a surprise to you, because France, let's say, doesn't always grant the most easiest access to the country. But France is pushing a lot on startups, and if you are a student, you are actually allowed to work 20 hours off campus. Now, if you work in campus, you're allowed to work a lot more. Why is that important? Just think of it. Many startups start on campus because they're spin-offs of the education that is in the country. Use that country to work there and incorporate yourself in the working system, and you will love it or not. But then you have at least a chance to get a permanent work permit in France. You can earn up to roughly 800 euros, which isn't much, to be honest, but it should only sustain you that far, and then you will be able to take next steps yourself. If you want to learn more about France, just click the video up here. The next country on this list will be Ireland. Now, Ireland allows you to work as a student, part-time as well, if you have a stamp 2 visa. Now, I'm not going to go into details. You can look down the links in the description below what the specifics of these visas are, but it will allow you to work. And Ireland is one of the most attractive places to start your business. So If you're anywhere entrepreneurial, why not start in Ireland directly, use your knowledge of the local market and start from there. If you want to learn more about Ireland, I highly recommend you watch my video on Ireland first. The next country will be Finland. Now, Finland is very popular, specifically among the gaming industry for startups. Some unicorns have been created there, and the microenvironment for those businesses is great. Now, as a student, and I think that's the clever part, you are allowed to work 25 hours without the extra need of a permit. The income might not be great. I think it's roughly around 500 euros a week or something like this, but at least you're able to sustain yourself and put a footprint in the job market, and maybe even better, find things you like about the industry and not, or come up with a clever and creative idea for you to create your own startup, your own small business in Finland. If you want to learn more about Finland, I highly recommend you watch the video up here or the links in the description below. The next country on this list is the United Kingdom. If you have a so-called Tier 4 student visa, you're allowed to work part-time in the UK. And depending where you are, somewhat the average income will be between 600 and 800 euros, more or less. London will be higher than in other places. But also UK, you need to be aware, is one of the better places to start your business. Of course, Brexit has had its tolls on the job market, on everything, on the complete economy of the United Kingdom. And it's not quite clear how things are going to turn out over the long run. But it still is attracting a lot of small business, specifically in the financial sector. And they're trying even more because now they're adjusting the tax laws, etc., because they know they need to be more attractive with the loss of the direct access to the EU market. If you want to learn more about the United Kingdom, just click the video up here. The next country on this list will be Norway. Now, Norway is one of the richest places on the planet with one of the best established welfare job markets on earth. If you are a student, you are able to work part-time and earn up to, pay close attention, 4,000 euros a month. That has to do with the high cost of living, of course, in Norway, but it's also the job market that pays you that much. Furthermore, you are not in need of an extra permit for the first year of your studies, and after that you will have to put forward some additional documents in order to continue working. This is maybe one of the best places to start working if you want some security for yourself. If you want to learn more about Norway, click the video up here. The last country on this list will be the largest economy in Europe, which is Germany. Now, Germany allows students to work part-time, no matter what, if you have a student visa. Income, however, might be low. I mean, I'm talking about maybe 500 euros a month. So that's nothing compared to like Norway or something like this. But Germany has also some of the lowest costs of living in Western Europe. And the job market is so huge and in demand of talents that they will do everything to keep you there. If you think that this is the right country, you might want to take a deeper look into the country as well, because even though Germany is the largest market, it is also one of the fastest changing markets right now. Due to the unpleasant events in Ukraine, for instance, we will see a shift in demand for renewable energies, a shift in defensive technologies, which means there is a huge opportunities for somebody with a fresh brain. All right, everybody, I hope that short video was helpful to you in order to get an idea what alternatives there might be if you want to start working in Europe, but maybe are not eligible for a direct work visa. If you're a student, I'm sure that this is a very good way to start your career in Europe. Nonetheless, I think the final goal for everybody should be to have your own business, because that way you can really change the world. If you got comments, if you got questions, just please drop them down below. And if you made it so far into the video, please subscribe and push the notification bell, because it really helps this channel to grow. I thank you for your attention, and I'm gonna see you next time.